According to reports, the founder of eBay developed the website so that his wife, an enthusiastic collector of pest dispensers, could trade them with others. Although this is a heartwarming tale, it is a complete fabrication from eBay's old marketing team. Let's examine the true history of eBay. Early on, Pierre Amid enjoyed computer programming. He would sneak out of class to utilize one of the school's computers to educate himself to code. In addition, he co-founded the e-commerce website Inc. development in 1991. In contrast to the standard business-to-consumer approach used by everyone else, he proposed that consumers sell to one another. Regrettably, none of his company's partners believed it was worthwhile to pursue this proposal. In 1990, Pierre decided to go out on his own and created a website called Auction Online. It had a very simple layout and was really just a side project for Pierre, but it was the first online marketplace where anyone could list products for sale and have others bid on them. The first item that Pierre offered for sale was a malfunctioning laser pointer. Well, surprisingly, there was a bidding battle for the item, and it went for $14.83. Pierre sent an inquiry message to the auction's winner. He was aware that the item was damaged, but the buyer claimed it would be less expensive for him to repair a broken laser pointer than to purchase a new one. Pierre was taken aback by the sale, but he realized how enormous the potential was for such an internet marketplace. The EMP's internet service provider phoned him to inform him that they were going to increase his fee due to the significant volume of traffic his website was receiving. In order to support the additional costs he would incur to maintain the website, he decided to begin charging users a percentage of the final item sale price. It would be 5% for things selling for less than $25 and 2.5% for items selling for more. The company then changed its name to eBay in 1997. It was not the name Pierre desired. He wanted to call it Echo Bay, but that domain was already taken by a mining corporation, so in the first month, he abbreviated it to eBay.com, eBay made only. In its first year, eBay generated only $1,000 in income, but by the end of the second year, it had generated approximately $400,000 in revenue, and by the end of the third year, it had grossed over $5 million, and the money just kept coming in as more and more people bought and sold products. eBay is a site that greatly benefits from network effects, meaning that the more people who use the platform, the more valuable it becomes because there are more buyers and sellers and more items in sales, which in turn attracts even more shoppers and sellers. Soon long, virtually everything was being bought and sold on eBay. Among the most peculiar instances are a grilled cheese sandwich with the visage of the Virgin Mary, a genuine town in California, and purportedly Britney Spears' hair. There is also the most expensive object ever sold on eBay, a 405-foot mega yacht purchased for $186 million by Russian billionaire oligarch Roman Abramovich. Nonetheless, collector objects played a significant role in eBay's initial growth, and at one point, Beanie Babies accounted for approximately 10% of sales. eBay capitalized on the global nature of the internet, allowing people with a niche interest in any form of collectibles to, for the first time, simply type an item into the search box and have it transported to their door. In 1998, eBay had its first public offering and began selling its shares on the stock market. On the first day of trade, the price of the stock soared by 163%. As a result, Pierre became a billionaire overnight, accumulating $3 billion. After beginning the website as a side pastime at home. Initially, it appeared that eBay could do no wrong. Fortune ranked them as one of the 8 fastest-growing firms in the world, and because eBay was such a simple and global notion, it was relatively simple to launch it in countries all over the world. Thus, its popularity expanded exponentially. eBay subsequently acquired PayPal in 2002 so that users of eBay could conveniently make payments. This was a double gain for eBay, as they not only received payment per transaction, but also a share of the sale price through PayPal. Hence, eBay was paid twice. In fact, eBay began to behave more like a gigantic conglomerate at this point, acquiring over 50 additional companies, including Skype in 2005 and StubHub in 2007. Hence, eBay should have gone on to win the online shopping war and become the most popular site for buying and selling items online. And yet, eBay had a little over $10 billion in revenue in 2020, while Amazon had over $386 billion. Amazon's growth and profitability have accelerated significantly. Furthermore, there are three intriguing explanations behind this. The first is that Amazon had their own orchestra on Plaid at first, form known as Z Stores. This was essentially a replica of eBay and a whole independent section of the Amazon website, although it wasn't that popular. Hence, Amazon made what appeared to be a highly controversial choice. They began allowing independent merchants to list products on Amazon's primary product pages. Many believed that Amazon would cannibalize their own sales by implementing this policy, as it meant that if a third-party seller offered a lower price, Amazon would display the third-party seller's listing instead. In the long run, however, this proved to be a clever strategy, as it encouraged sellers to compete in order to drive down prices, so enhancing Amazon's reputation for low prices and increasing the number of products it offers. Curiously, many Amazon customers are still unaware that nearly 60% of Amazon's sales come from third-party vendors and not Amazon itself. Amazon converted what should have been eBay's greatest asset into its greatest liability. As a platform that does not own its own inventory, eBay should save a substantial amount of money on storage costs. Nevertheless, Amazon shifted the dynamic by introducing Prime Me and began providing next-day and even same-day delivery. eBay was unable to compete with these quick shipping times since they had no control over how quickly vendors send things. But the third crucial aspect in Amazon's domination over eBay is its emphasis on customer service. Jeff Bezos has always emphasized that customer happiness is the company's first concern, whereas eBay was infamous in its early days for having limited support, no phone number to contact, and a significant amount of risk. To be fair to eBay, it is quite difficult to determine who is telling the truth in many of these fraud situations. This led to several eBay horror stories, such as consumers receiving empty boxes or being duped outright after completing a payment. Amazon, nevertheless, earned enormous client devotion by practically always siding with purchasers. This was frequently unfair to Amazon vendors. Nonetheless, Jeff Bezos' insistence on putting the customer first made economic sense, since merchants will inevitably gravitate towards where the customers are. And if buyers become loyal to Amazon, vendors frequently feel compelled to follow like. John Donahoe, the CEO of eBay at the time, wanted to ensure that the company was fully focused on its core business in light of Amazon's rapid growth and chose to sell off some of the company's numerous assets. In 2009, eBay had bought. eBay sold a controlling stake in Skype for $2.75 billion to an investor group. Unfortunately, this was likely not the wisest decision, as 2 years later, Microsoft acquired Skype for $8.4 billion. Similarly, eBay spun out PayPal as its own firm in 2015. Yet this may not have been the best decision, given that PayPal has outperformed eBay in recent years. And for eBay's actual core business, the competition appears to be more intense than ever. No longer is Amazon the only concern. There are new Chinese apps with lower costs. There are new marketplaces amongst consumers with lower expenses, or in certain circumstances, apps that are completely free. Undeniably, eBay remains a commercial success story. There are millions of consumers and dealers on this massive internet marketplace. Yet, as eBay falls in the popularity rankings, there may be a feeling that it could have been so much more. If you love these kinds of business stories, please subscribe to our channel, Hustle Originals, and don't forget to hit the bell icon.